Dear learners, welcome you all. Welcome you all in another session of the course Systematics of Angiosperms. Today we will going to explore the family Cyperaceae that belongs to the series Glumaceae. So now moving forward to the systematic position that is given by Bentham and Hooker system. As we have previously discussed many families from the Epigyne, Coronary, Calycinae, Nudiflori, and today we will going to explore the family from the Glumaceae series. So this one is the last series from the Bentham Hooker system of classification, and this particular family have a many advanced characteristics over all other families. So now moving forward to the systematic position, as this is the Glumaceae, and today we will going to explore the family that is Cyperaceae. So in the systematic position of Cyperaceae, if we compare from the Bentham Hooker system and Engler and Prandtl system, as you can see both of these them placed in the monocotyledony. Here the series Glumaceae and here the order is Glumiflori. And the series Glumaceae generally they don't have a very reduced perianth. So either they have a reduced or scale like or maybe absent perianth. So if we see the distribution of this particular family Cyperaceae, so it is also known as the sedge family, which is distributed throughout the world, but the most abundant zone in the temperate zones of the world. So although it is distributed all over the world, but the most abundant zone is the temperate zone for this particular family. It is comprises of 70 genera with about 4,000 species, and in India it is represented by 441 species approximately. And here you can see this is the sedge plant. So now moving towards the vegetative characters of this particular family. If we see the habit of this particular family, generally plants are perennial herbs, but sometimes they may be annuals. So they are herbs, generally perennials, but they may be annuals, and they perennate by means of creeping rhizomes or tubers. And the members are inhabitants of damp places, as we can see in these images. This is the showing the habit of the plant in the Cyperaceae family. And if we talk about the next character of this particular family, that is roots. Roots are adventitious, fibrous types, and branch or sometime maybe they may be tuberous. So this is the vegetative character in which habit is generally they have a inhabitant of damp places, and generally these plants are perennial herbs. Now moving towards the next character, that is stem. Stem is generally either underground rhizome, tubers or stolons, and the aerial shoot is terete, that is angled. As we can see from this, there is a three-sided stem. So they are aerial shoot is terete, that is angled, as you can see in this particular image, and they are solid glaucous or maybe glabrous without distinction of nodes and internodes. As you can see, this is the stem, which is also called as culm, and generally this stem is a unbranched but sometimes maybe branched near the tip. So this is the stem, and the one of the characteristic, that is the angled stem, three-sided stem, which we can see here. Now moving towards the next vegetative character, that is leaves. Leaves are generally exstipulate, sessile, and they have a leaf-based sheathing, and the sheaths are closed. As we can see here, the sheaths are closed in this particular family members. They are ligulate, arranged in 3 rows, or they may be called as tristricus. Tristricus mean from the lower leaf, the next leaf comes on the, that is the third leaf from the position. So this has a tristricus. They have a alternate maybe sometime, or these leaves are simple, and the lamina you can see here is linear, narrow, and at the end it is pointed and sharply edged. So these are the characteristics of the leaves of the Cyperaceae family, and the most characteristic is the tristichus and the ligulate, and the sheaths are closed. That is the comparison from the Cyperaceae and Poaceae family that we will discuss in the next lecture. So now moving towards the next floral character, that is inflorescence. Inflorescence is generally they are inconspicuous flowers arranged in a spikelets. Now moving towards the floral character and starting from the inflorescence. Inflorescence, the flowers are inconspicuous and that arranged in spikelets, maybe panicles or in the form of spikes of cymos, and they may be rarely solitary terminal as in case of Oreobolus. And the spikelet consists of a spikelet axis that is termed as racula, as we can see here in this particular image, and there is a several spirally or dichotomically arranged glooms, as you can see here. This is the gloom. Each gloom is subtended by a unisexual or bisexual flower. So these are the glooms. You can see these are the racula apex, and from here you can see these are the gloom which may be subtended by a unisexual or maybe bisexual flower depending upon the species to species. And the first scale on the lateral spikelet is called as profile, as you can see here. This is the profile, or also called as, this is the bract or petiole, and the region in between this profile and the racula, that is the second gloom. This is a profile and this one is the second gloom, and the space in between this is called as the epipodium, as you can see here, and this is also the portion of the epipodium. So this is the whole inflorescence, that is the spikelets which has a racula at apex, both sides it has a bract, that is the gloom which is subtended by the flowers that may be unisexual or bisexual, and after the first bract or the profile there is a space from the gloom, and in between the profile that is termed as the epipodium. So here you can see the inflorescence is very particular and they have a bracts. Now moving towards the flower. Flowers are sessile, as we have seen earlier, bracteate, zygomorphic, either bisexual or unisexual, arising in the axil of a single gloom, as we have seen earlier, and you can see this is the bract. The flowers are hypogynous and very small in size, as you can see. These are the inflorescence. You can see this is a part of our inflorescence. These are the spikelet, and you can see there is a very small size of flower. You can see here there is a flower with bract, and the flower has a stamens and gynoecium. The flower you can see it is a sessile flower, they don't have any pedicel. Now moving towards the perianth, as I have told you that this particular family is belong to the Glumaceae, in which perianth is very reduced or either absent. So usually perianth is absent, but in some cases there is a represented by hairs or scales, as in case of Oreobolus, or flower may be naked, as in case of Cypress and Carex. So perianth may be absent or may be very reduced or scale like, as you can see here. And now moving towards the next floral character, that is androecium. Stamens generally represented by 3, but their number may be vary from 1 to 6, as 1 only in case of hemicarpa, or these are the, if their number is more, they are generally polyandrous. And anthers are dithecous, as you can see here, they are basifixed, oblong or linear, and filament is long and thread-like. So you can see here, these are the bracts that covering the flower, and from this you can see these are the subtending bract, and here you can see the tipple, that is unit of perianth is quite reduced, that is scale-like. And here you can see the number of stamens is 3 and they are bithecous. So this is the general flower, and if we see a single stamen, they have a filament and they have a bithecous and they are basifixed. Now moving towards the next floral character, that is gynoecium. Gynoecium either present in the female flowers or either in the bisexual flowers. is generally bicarpellary as in case of Rhinoscora, or maybe tricarpellary as in case of Carex. The gynoecium may be either bicarpellary or tricarpellary, but it is always syncarpous with superior ovary and unilocular single basal ovules is present as we can see here, and the style is single or may be divided into equal number of carpels. If the carpel number is 2, then the style is divided into 2. If the carpel number is 3, then the carpels is divided into, stigma is divided into 3. So stigma is generally linear as you can see, or maybe feathery corresponding to the numbers of carpel as you can see here. In Cyperaceae, the ovary is enclosed in a bract or utricle. So if we see the floral formula of this particular family, in the bisexual flower, they all have a zygomorphic symmetry. They are bisexual. Perianth generally absent in this particular family, and duration number may be vary from 3 to 6. Gynoecium is also vary from 3 to 2. They are syncarpous with superior ovary. And if the flower is unisexual, then male flower also zygomorphic. Then perianth is absent and duration is represented by generally 3, and the gynoecium in the male flower is absent. And in the female flower, it is also a zygomorphic flower. They also don't have a perianth and duration, and the gynoecium is generally 3 in number. They are tricarpellary syncarpous with superior ovary. So from here you can see this is the pistil. You can clearly see this is the ovary, these are the styles. You can see this is the stigma. This is divided into 3. So there is a number that showing this gynoecium is made up of tricarpellary syncarpous ovary. So this is the floral parts of the family Cyperaceae. Now if we see the diagnostic characters of the family Cyperaceae, as we have seen, the plants are usually herbs with 3-angled stems. As we have seen earlier, this is one of the characteristics of the family Cyperaceae, and they have a solid culm type of stem, leaves with entire sheathing basis and not splitting on the slide. So they have a closed sheathing basis. This is the another characteristic, that is the difference from the Poaceae family. And the flowers are arranged in the spikelets of either cymes and subtended by a single glume, or that may be naked or with perianth of scales or hairs. So perianth is quite reduced or maybe absent, and the stamen numbers is vary from 1 to 3 in general, but sometimes they may be 6 in numbers. Carpels are also vary from bicarpellary to tricarpellary. Generally ovary is superior, unilocular with single basal ovule. As you can see here, this is the fruit, and the fruit is achene or nut as you can see from this particular image, and the seed is endospermic. So you can see all the characteristics. This is the plant that have a triangular, that is 3-angled stem. These are the spikelet inflorescence. If you see the single flower, it has a one bract, it is termed as glume. It has a 3 stamens. Stigma is also, there is a ovary which is superior ovary. And if you see the floral form, this is representing the bract. It is showing the 3 number of stamens and tricarpellary ovary with basal presentation. So this diagram, this slide showing all the characteristic features of the family Cyperaceae. So now moving toward some common plants that belong to the family Cyperaceae. The first one, that is the Cypress rotundus, or also called as the ordinary sorrel. It is a common weed of cultivated lands as you can see, and you may have seen many times this particular weed, that is the Cypress rotundus. The next one is the carex, and the leaves of many species have a sharp and saw-like edges as you can see. This is the carex plants. Then Eriophorum, this is also called as cotton sage as you can see in this image. Then Frimbistalis as you can see from this particular, and this have a weed having a glabrous stem. That means they don't have a hair, they have a smooth stem. And then the next one is the Kalinga, which is a perennial glabrous herb and commonly present in the Himalayan region. As you can see, this is the Kalinga image. Then the next one is the Cyperaceae, that is also called as club rush or bulrush as you can see in this image. This is also a perennial herb found in the bogs and marshes. So this is just a list of some common plants that belong to the family Cyperaceae. This is also some other common plant that is species of this particular family Cyperaceae like Carex gracillima, Carex viceria, Cypress polystricus or Cypress esculentus. So these are some other common plants that belong to this particular family. Now if we see the floral parts of the Cypress rotundus, as you can see this is a stem and you can see at the culm that is subtended by the inflorescence which is a, as you can see it is a branched panicle. Here at the base you will find there is a leaves are raised which is a tristricus manner, and this bee that is showing the one single spikelet, and here this showing the a single flower of this particular plant that is Cypress rotundus that has a 3 stamens, and the gynoecium is made up of tricarpillary syncarpus superior ovary, and here you can see it is a, that is a flower or gloom, and there is a, it one is they are showing the fruit, and this one is the floral diagram. So you can see it only has a single bract and there is a 3 androecium that is here presented, and this gynoecium is made up of tricarpillary syncarpus superior ovary which has a basal presentation. So you can see this is a very quite simple floral diagram because they don't have a perianth, they only have a bract, then there is a 3 stamens and the gynoecium is made up of tricarpillary syncarpus superior ovary. So this is the floral parts, and you can see all the characteristics that present in the Cyperaceae family and showing in this particular floral parts. Next common plant that is occurring in India, that is the Cyperaceae articulentus. As you can see a cluster of leaf-like stem, this is the stem which is called as culm. Here you can see this is the spikelet inflorescence. You can see there is a leaf-like with spikelet inflorescence, and this one is representing a single flower. Here is the bract that is termed as gloom, then stamen and gynoecium. There is a 3 in number, and the floral diagram that is showing here, you can see that is only one bract, then 3 androecium, and the gynoecium is represented by tricarpillary syncarpus superior ovary. So this is showing the some main characteristic of the family Cyperaceae in the Cypress articulentus. Now moving towards the economic importance of the family Cyperaceae. Now first of all starting from the food, like tubers of Cypress esculentus, that is in Hindi called as kaseru, are used as a food due to their high oil content, and the tubers eat approximately 25 to 30% oil of pleasant taste. Then the taste of Helicoris tuberose are also edible. The next one is the next economic importance of this particular family is the as fodder. Like many species of cypress are taken by cattle as a fodder. And now moving towards the next, that is the medicinal importance of the family Cyperaceae. The tubers of rhizomes of Cypress articulus, Cypress area longus are communicative, stimulant and tonic. The tubers of Cypress cassur, Cypress grossus are used in diarrhea and vomiting, and the Cypress articulus is a purgative in nature, and the Kalenga triceps is used in diabetes. So this particular family also have a many medicinal benefits also. Now moving towards the another economic importance of this family, like Carex sarnuva is also a cattle poison. So besides its economic importance, some plants are also poisonous like Carex sarnuva. And now next moving towards the next economic importance, that is the ornamentals. Many species are also grown as ornamental plants like Cypress alternifolius and Isolepis are cultivated in garden as ornamental plants. Then some other uses like Carex arenaria and the species of Cypress are good scent blinders. Then Cypress locus is used for matting. Then some aromatic scented oil is obtained from the Cypress stoloniferus. So these are the economic importance of the family Cyperaceae, that is also called as sedge family, as you have seen many sedges in your all around your surroundings. So now moving towards the primitive characters that present in this particular family. So leaves are simple and alternate with sheathing base. This is one of the primitive character. Then flowers are hypogynous, bisexual, and they are bracteate. Flowers are maybe actinomorphic sometime. Ovary is superior and the slight seeds are endospermic. These are some primitive characters. And if we see the advanced characters of this particular family, like plants are hubs, mostly they are annuals. Leaves are exstipulate. Flowers are very small and they are arranged in a form of spikelette and inflorescence. Then flowers are zygomorphic in case of cypress and most of the species. Then perianth lobes are absent or represented by hair. This is one of the advanced characters that present in this particular family. Then the reduction in number of stamens. Generally they have only 1 to 3 numbers of stamens. These are some advanced characteristics that present in this particular family Cyperaceae. Now moving toward the affinities of the family Cyperaceae. The family Cyperaceae closely resembles Poaceae family that we will discuss next from next section. Hence, most of the taxonomists have included in the Poaceae under the glumiflorae. As we will discuss the Poaceae family, you will see the many characteristics are same in both the Poaceae and Cyperaceae family. Due to this, Hutchinson and Whittinson placed the family Cyperaceae in the separate monotypic order called Cypres and consider it to be have been derived from the members of Juncales or Juncaceae on parallel line with the Poaceae. So it is proposed that the Hutchinson and Whittinson that the Poaceae and Cyperaceae family they are parallelly evolved from the Juncaceae or Juncales. Then Snell and Blasser indicated that the Cyperaceae is not related to Poaceae or Gramineae because they have a parallel lines of evolution. So these are some affinities given by some scientists. So now that's all for today's session. Next we will learn about the Poaceae family, in which we will discuss about what are the similarities in between the Cyperaceae and Poaceae and what are the differences in between the Cyperaceae and Poaceae and what makes Poaceae so advanced that is placed in the last of the in the classification of Bentham and Hooker system of classification. So that's all for today. Thanks for joining me in this session. Thank you very much.